So, what is going on YouTube? This is Sam from TeamSamuraiX1 here, and today guys, I'm coming at you with my very first local report on what deck I played the past weekend. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. So for the past weekend at locals, I played True Dracos, and I believe that it's one of the top 3 decks of this format. And you read by the title of this video, I did come first place at my locals. Even that might not even sound big at all. It's not even that big, but I just like to give you guys an update on what I played during the weekend, so that you guys can have an idea that I actually do play competitively, and that I try to play test and get enough play testing as much as I can, to prepare myself for regionals or even YCSs. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. There was 5 rounds of Swiss. I believe that there was like 30 plus players during this local this past Saturday. So the first round I played Dinos, second round I played Dinos, third round I played Zoos, fourth round I played Zoos, and the 5th round I played Zeus. So it was a majority of Dinos and Zoo matchups. And the Dinos was of course the post maximum crisis build, where they had diagrams and things like that. So I basically won all my Dinos matchup, and I only lost to the last round against Zoo, because Ghost Ash is actually a very powerful card against his deck, especially when you activate cards like Demise and also like Pot of Desires, and the Ghost Ash. It's probably like one of the worst feelings to actually ever get hit by. Moving on to the top 8. Top 8 I played again another Dino. Ended up beating him. Top 4, it was what is it called? I faced against Zodiac Metalfoes. That deck is really amazing. I believe that it's actually one of the contenders for the True Draco, and it's one of the better variants of True Draco. So there's True Draco Metalfoes, and there's like True Draco Cosmos, there's True Draco Zodiacs, and True Draco Metalfoes was insane because of the amount of pluses that you can actually get off Diagram and Metalfoes combination. So it's very, very cool to actually see that in action. And in the final round, I played against Eric. You guys might have seen Eric on his channel before. He did a dinosaur deck profile, and I ended up beating him as well. And the main point of this video is I actually just want to showcase you guys my side deck, because side deck is actually very important. Basic explanation. So Masterpiece, the best monster in the deck. It interrupts a lot of play, and it's also one of the it's the biggest beater in the deck. And then you want to play Triple Dynamite Knight. I believe that aside from Masterpiece, this card is the second best card in the deck. The fact that it's able to let you activate and get access into a trap card directly from the deck, and being able to activate it that turn is just really amazing. One Majesty Maiden, the True Draco caster. This card is the opposite of Dynamite Knight. This card basically lets you add monsters when your opponent activates basically any effect. You're able to get access into Masterpiece and also Dynamite Knight off Majesty Maiden's the True Draco caster's effect. And last but not least, I played this card at locals. One Marianne, the True Draco Phoenix. This card is actually very good, especially with the Draconic Diagram. The card essentially becomes a +1 because you're able to pop this card in your hand to get a Draconic Diagram Surge, and then his effect, since it was destroyed by a card effect, you can get to search a True Draco monster from your deck to your hand. So I'll showcase you guys some combos on what you can do with her to basically get the most advantage out of her when I showcase you guys the traps. That's pretty much it for the monsters. You want to play a low monster count because you're playing Card of Demise, and that's why I like this build so much, because you're able to utilize Card of Demise to its fullest potential. For the spells, you're going to play the best card in your deck, the best spell card in your deck, Triple Draconic Diagram. Most of the time, depending on the situation that you're in, you're most likely going to search out the Heritage, because Heritage basically generates you more pluses. Triple Terraforming searches Diagram. You want to see Diagram as quickly as possible, so Terraforming is really good. Triple True Dracon's Heritage. The spell cards are MSTs of the deck. Heritage basically lets you draw, depending on the amount of True Draco or True King cards sent from the field to the graveyard, according to their type. So if you have a monster spell and trap card to the graveyard, you basically draw 3 cards. If you send a spell, or just only a spell card to the grave, you draw 1. If you spend spell and trap, draw 2. If you send all 3 spell trap monsters, you draw 3 cards. And it has to be from the field to the grave, by the way. So most of the time, if you want to get the most advantage of this card, you usually set your card, activate Diagram to pop it, search another card, and then just activate Heritage to just draw cards. So Heritage is really good, and Disciple is really amazing as well. It helps you keep recycling your resources back into your deck for Masterpiece Fodder, which is really good. And it's also your mini pot of Aris to the deck, be able to just shuffle back any True Draco or True King card from your graveyard back into the deck to draw 1 card. And also the fact that you essentially have 3 tribute summons in 1 turn, because these effects allows you to basically additional tribute summon. So you have 1 tribute summon off True Draco's Heritage, or 1 tribute summon off the Disciples of the Draco Phoenix, and your 1 regular normal summon the deck. So now off to your Holy Trinity, I would call it. Triple Card of Demise, Double Pot of Desires, and Triple Pot Duality. This engine is very, very powerful. I wouldn't recommend playing, triple pot desires because, the worst thing that you ever want to see is basically you pot a desires instead of another desires. Duality basically helps you dig 3 cards deeper into your deck to get into the resources that you need. Heart of the Demise is like the best draw card in the deck because of the low monster count that you have, and you barely special summon. The only time that you're going to special summon is off True King's Return, but other than that, Heart of the Demise is just going to be more than likely live in your deck. Monarchs, one domain of the True Monarchs and the Monarch Stormforth. I believe that the OCG has triple copies of the Stormforth, and it's absolutely crazy. I really wish we had 3 Stormforths, man. That would be really insane. Stormforth basically allows you to get a free tribute summon, and same thing as Domain. Domain is really good as well. The main purpose of Domain is to basically Domain lock them from using the extra deck. So first turn, what I do, if I open cards like Terraforming and the Draconic Diagram, the last thing I'll do is activate Terraforming after my field is already set up to basically search Domain of the True Monarchs and activate it, so that way that my opponent, and especially against the Zoo matchup, they don't have access into their extra deck. So Domain of the True Monarchs is just really good for that. And also the attack boost is actually really relevant, and it's actually really good against a mirror match because it actually makes your masterpiece really, really big. So the Domain of the True Monarchs is just really amazing. Next off, I play double Cosmic Cyclone and 1 Mystical Space Typhoon. This card is supposed to be a third Cosmic Cyclone, but I don't have a third one, so what I did was just play a Mystical Space Typhoon instead. And Mystical Space Typhoon actually came in clutch sometimes because I'm able to destroy my own traps to basically interrupt plays during my opponent's turn, so that way I can kill off their monsters. So Mystical Space Typhoon is just really good. It does the same thing as Cosmic Cyclone, but Cosmic Cyclone is just overall better because it's able to banish small spawn trap cards that you hit, and also hits the pendulum scales as well, which is really amazing. So double Cyclone and Mystical Typhoon. But if you guys have a triple Cosmic Cyclone, I would definitely recommend playing the 3 Cyclones over the third MST. But let's go off to our traps. The traps, the best traps in the deck: triple True King's Return and triple True King's Apocalypse. These cards are really good because they're escalation of the Monarchs during your opponent's turn. Playing on your opponent's turn is just really amazing, especially where you're able to get double pops during your opponent's turn. One off these cards' effect when it's sent from the field to the grave, and also off the Masterpiece effect if you tribute summon it. True Dragon Apocalypse is really good because it halves all your opponent's monster attack and defense. It's a permanent effect. It's not until the end of the turn effect, so being able to half all their attack is just really amazing. So what I would usually do against Dino matchup is that the only way that you can actually kill that Dino matchup is only in battle phase, because cards like Miscellaneosaurus, protects all of their Dino cards from being affected by activated card effects. So what you do is you utilize these cards during the battle phase. So what you do is that once Ultimate Conductor resolves its effect to flip all your monsters face down, if you don't have a Masterpiece, what you do is that if you have these 2 cards on the board, okay, what you do is that once they enter battle phase, you can activate Apocalypse effect to basically target this card and destroy it, and basically half all their attacks. 1 True King's Return is destroyed. They basically get to activate effect to pop a monster on the field. So since they're in battle phase, Miscellaneosaurus effects wore off, so you can activate True King's Return effect to pop the Ultimate Conductor Channel, so that way that they don't OTK you, and also don't get rid of your entire board. And plus, it halves all their attacks. So the Dynamite Knuckle basically has 1200 defense. So nothing can beat over, because all their attacks are going to be halved. If they have cards like, what's it called, like Oviraptor on the field, Oviraptor will become 900. So it's going to be pretty hard for them to get over 1200 defense, Dynamite Knuckle, if you activate a true Draco Apocalypse. And I told you guys that I utilize Marianne the most with the trap cards. So if you have this right here, okay, what I usually do with this combo is that if I have Marianne in the grave, what I'll do is I'll activate True King's Returns effect to basically revive the Marianne. Okay, what I'll do, okay, is I'll activate True Draco's Apocalypse effect to basically sack this off to half all your opponent's attack. When this card is destroyed by card effect and sent to the graveyard, okay, you basically get to search a True Draco monster for your deck to your hand. So I'll search the Masterpiece. Okay, and usually at this point I'll have another monster on the field, and what I'll do is I'll activate True Draco's Apocalypse or True King's Returns effect to basically let me tribute summon on my opponent's turn. So I'll tribute off the monster and tribute off, like, let's say an Apocalypse to the graveyard to summon the Masterpiece. So 1, I gotta search a free Masterpiece, okay, and 2, since this card was sent from the field to the graveyard, spawn trap cards onto the graveyard, I get a pop a monster on my opponent's side of the field. So I activate Apocalypse effect to pop 1 monster, and then I'll activate Masterpiece to banish a continuous spawn trap card in my graveyard to pop another card on the field. So that's essentially getting 2 pops in 1 turn by just utilizing Marianne's effect with the True King's Return and the True Draco's Apocalypse. So these cards are just really great. So the 3 of each traps a standard. And there's a lot of plays where I face against a true Draco player where they have first turn Nat Beast. First turn to Nat Beast is actually very scary, but if you have a trap card and a monster, you can easily out that. So what you do is you just set a trap, okay? If you have a Dynamite Knuckle in hand, okay, what you do is you can just so you set your trap, you tribute summon the trap, summon the Dynamite Knuckle, activate True King's Return effect to pop the Nat Beast, and then you can basically just go off during your plays. And the last traps that we do play is the 1 Solemn Warning, 1 Imperial Order, and 1 Skill Drain. These 2 trap cards are really good because 1, they're continuous, so you can sack them off for Masterpiece and also Dynamite Knuckle or even a Majesty Maiden, which is really good. So Drain is just overall a really powerful card in today's metagame. Being able to just negate all the effects, especially in the Zoom matchup, is just really awesome. So that way that their effects, their whole effects are negated. They won't gain the Whip Tail effect. They won't gain the Ramron effect. Their effects negated. They'll be at 0, and it's just a massive loss win for them. And the fact that you're able to tribute off your continuous Skill Drain, if you want to turn it off yourself, it's just really amazing. So that's pretty much it for the main deck. Let's go up to the side deck. Side deck is actually very important, guys. Let's go off to the side real quick. We do not play an extra deck because we do play Domain of the Monarchs, but we play, double Draco and Regeki. This is actually very good against the mirror match. Most of the time, your opponent is gonna sack off a trap and a monster, because in the mirror match, if you don't sack off a trap and a monster, your opponent will just sack off a trap to summon their monster, and the trap will just pop their Masterpiece, right? So you usually just sack off a trap and monster, so that way that you're unaffected by trap effects and also unaffected by monster effects, okay? So what you do is that this is when Draco and Regeki come clutch the most. So yeah, double Domain of the True Monarchs, really good against decks that utilize the extra deck the most, especially in Pure Zeus. Triple Gamma Seal, I side this against in my Dino matchup, especially going second, so that way that I can easily out their Nat Beast or out their Lagia without having to worry about anything. Double Unending Nightmare. This card is so good, guys. Let me tell you guys right now, if you guys don't have any copies of this, pick this card up right now because it's relatively really cheap. It's 15 Canadian right now. I believe that's like $9 US or like $10 US. I don't even know. But Unending Nightmare is just a very powerful card. If anything happens to Anasol Fragrance, this card is going to be the next best card. You can pay 1,000 life points, target one face spawn trap card on the field, destroy it. You can only activate this effect of Unending Nightmare once per chain. Pop Pendulum Scales, you pop the Draconic Diagram in the mirror match. It's just really amazing. Most of the time, if you already have a Masterpiece with Unending Nightmare on the field, okay, and they're relying on their Draconic Diagram to pop their babies in hand, activate Unending Nightmare, pop the Dragon, or like, Unending Nightmare, pop the Barrage, Unending Nightmare, pop the Scales. This card is really amazing. One Mistake, really good against the mirror match as well. The second MST, really good as well. Getting rid of cards like Master Restrict is pretty hot. And last but not least, I believe probably the card that won me most games is Triple Stormy Mirror Force. Stormy Mirror Force is just really good against the Dino matchup, especially because Miscellaneosaurus only works during the main phase. So once they enter battle phase, they're vulnerable to anything. So cards like Stormy Mirror Force just wipes them out entirely. So Storming is just really great. And the only way that you can protect Masterpiece is by battle. So any battle trap against that is just really amazing. So that's pretty much it for my side deck, guys. I believe that this side deck is like really solid, especially the Mistake, Unending Nightmares, and the Stormy Mirror Force, and even the Dark Holes of Regeki worked really well this entire weekend. I know that topping local means nothing, but the whole purpose of this video is to basically just give you guys an idea on what I'll be playing and to showcase you guys that I do play competitively. I actually try to compete and try to get enough playtesting as much as I can to practice for regionals and also YCSs and things like that. But as of now, I believe that the Cosmo Demise, not the Cosmo Demise, the Demise version is just very powerful, and the fact that you're able to draw 3 off Demise like essentially for free and to gain more advantage is absolutely absurd. Alright guys, thank you guys so much, and this is Sam from Team Sam signing out. Alright guys, peace.